Wow, confusing Smotrich with Wiseglass. What's going on over here? You're not connected to reality, okay? This is Bestalel Smotrich, the Minister of Finance of Israel, right now in 2025, since 2023. I can't believe you confuse him with Dov Wisglass that was working with Sharon, was also a lawyer, represented him in a bunch of cases. During the disengagement in 2005, this is Bestalel Smotrich. He was arrested because he protested against the plan. Hello everyone, how you doing? This is Leo. Today it's Pesach, so I already got my matzot. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Now listen, check this out, this thing with Joe Rogan thing. Listen, I love Joe Rogan, he's great, okay? I love all his podcasts, even though sometimes he's bringing some idiot, okay? But the thing with what happened with Dave Smith, that's his name, right? Dave Smith, this guy is not educated about anything. He's talking about Gaza, he's talking about Israel. He never been to Israel, never been to Gaza, never been to the crossing, and he's talking about that. What's going on? How come he's even invited to the Joe Rogan show to talk about Gaza? What's going on? What the fuck is going on here? I'm so fucking angry about this kind of thing. Now check this out. A few days ago there was the Douglas Murray came to the Joe Rogan show, and there was Dave Smith over there, a guy which I never heard about him. Until now, I never heard about this guy. I don't know who this guy is. I just heard he's Jewish. He's Jewish? Fuck that, he's not Jewish. But anyhow, he got me so angry because he said something over there. He said like this. He said, even Smotrich says, what? And then, I mean, why is he talking about Smotrich? Now, and then he said, actually, no, wait. He said, Dov Wisglass. What the fuck? Are you confusing Bestalel Smotrich with Dov Wisglass? Every Israeli know that right now the Minister of Finance in Israel is Bestalel Smotrich. Okay, right now 2025. The disengagement from Gaza was in 2005. In 2005, this guy was 25, something like this, and he was one of the protesters. He opposed the disengagement plan. He was arrested, by the way. He went to trial. There's a famous picture of him. I can show you after that. There's a famous picture of him in those brown I don't know how you call it, jumpsuit or whatever for prisoners. By the way, he was arrested for planning to block a road. Planning to block a road. He didn't even do anything. He was planning to block a road. It was 3 months. It was 3 weeks. 3 weeks in detention. Then he was 3 weeks in house arrest, and then they let him go. They didn't even charge him anything. Later he joined some right-wing party, and today he's the Minister of Finance in Israel. Oh yeah. Now I remind you that before Benjamin Netanyahu was the Prime Minister of Israel, you know what it was? He was the Minister of Finance. So Smotrich might be the next Prime Minister of Israel. What you gonna do about that, huh? He might be. Now anyhow, how can you confuse Smotrich with this old guy, Dov Wisglass, that he's not even a politician? You're saying that Dov Wisglass said that the only point that they're doing the disengagement is to put the peace process in front. The peace process was already dead in the year 2001. Okay, the peace process with the PA, with the Palestinian Authority, was already dead. Okay, because Sharon in the year 2000, Ariel Sharon, the Prime Minister, he went and he met. I'm going a bit forward. Okay, Ehud Barak in 1999, he met with Arafat. Yasser Arafat, the leader of the Palestinians. He went and he actually offered them everything. Okay, you can have a Palestinian state or all over Gaza, all over Judea and Samaria. Let's make peace. Arafat says no. And check this out. Not only they said no, he started the second intifada. Buses started to explode in street. My friends died. I was in the army that time. My friends also died in the war. Okay. Now, and Ariel Sharon became the prime minister afterwards. He fought against terror. There were even more terror attacks. And then in 2002, in Black March, it's a month that we had like maybe 30 suicide bombs attacks, and like, I don't know, almost I don't know, 500 Israelis died in that month alone. Terrible stuff. And that's why Israel started the operation Defensive Shield. Basically took over the Palestinian Authority, not Gaza, the Palestinian Authority, and took over the Arab cities, and slowly set down the terrorists until they were gone. Now, after a few years after that, in 2004, there was an election, and in the election they didn't talk about anything related to that, and Sharon won, and then he came with a plan and says, look, we're gonna pull out of Gaza, we're gonna expel all the Israelis from there. And the plan was accepted by the left immediately. The right wing opposed. Half the people in Israel, they opposed that. They appealed to the Supreme Court. It didn't help them. The media supported the plan, and they did it in August 2005. I was so crazy. I was really traumatized by this thing. It was a terrible thing. It was a trauma to the Jewish people, to the Israeli people as well. And I told them then, look, if you're gonna pull out of Gaza, you're giving terrorists a present. They will be emboldened by that. They will make Gaza into their post to attack Israel, and they will simply attack. Okay, now that they got Gaza, okay, they're gonna fire rockets. They're gonna invade. Because once they got Gaza, okay, the next thing is to take Israel, right? It only makes sense according to what they are saying themselves. If they want to destroy Israel, they keep on saying that. Then, okay, they got Gaza. Okay, next, let's get Ashdod, let's get Ashkelon, let's get Tel Aviv, let's get Beersheba. Why not? So it only makes sense. And wow, before you know it, like, as soon as we did the disengagement from Gaza in August 2005, lots of rockets falling all over the south of Israel. The same towns that were massacred during the October 7th genocide, those cities got bombarded by rockets every day ever since the disengagement from Gaza. And then in 2006, 2006, there was the Gilad Shalit affair, and then the second Lebanon war, and they continued to fire rockets, and this led to the 2008. Also December 2008, the Operation Cast Lead, that Israel attacked Gaza, didn't capture all of it or even most of it, and immediately the international community got crazy. Israel is bombarding children, and it's the Holocaust, and everything went crazy. And the same thing in 2014 when Netanyahu was the prime minister. It was how do you call it? Not Cast Lead. I think it was, I forgot the name, whatever. It was 2010, there was a name, I forgot about it. But anyhow, also Israel was condemned. How dare you attack Gaza after Gaza attacked you? Yeah, how dare you? How dare you defend yourself? Yeah, you know. And then also again in 2000, was it 2020? 2020, wasn't it? No, 2022 in May. That there was this whole thing in Jerusalem, and then they start to fire rockets at us. It was crazy too. It was 2002, maybe 2021. I forgot. Anyhow, you know what I mean. So it's the third one. It's the third Gaza-Israel conflict until the October 7th war. All right. So anyhow, going back to the subject, Wiaglass, I think, is not alive anymore. Smotrich right now is the truth. But check this out. This guy, Dov Wisglass, which I never heard of, he's saying that in 1996, the World Bank said that there is a deficit in the GDP. Okay, but the disengagement from Gaza was not in 1996. It was 9 years afterwards. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense. If the disengagement from Gaza was in 2005, how come already in 1996 there was a deficit in the GDP? It doesn't work mathematically. It's crazy, all right? If you would say that the World Bank said that in 2006 or 2007, there was a decrease, a very sharp decrease in the GDP. That will be a point. That will actually be an argument we can talk to. But you saying that before there was a disengagement, and before there was a blockade, there was already a deficit in the GDP. What are you talking about? In the year, and by the way, you said 1996 twice. So in 1996, that's 2 years after the. That's 2 years after the Oslo Accord was signed in September 1993, right? Anyhow, so in 1996, actually, that's about a year after Rabin was assassinated in November 4 maybe. And you see, I'm Israeli, I remember that. So anyhow, in 1996, Netanyahu was the president, was the prime minister of Israel, and Gaza City, Rafiah City, Khan Yunis, Deir el-Balach, those cities of Gaza were under the Palestinian Authority, under the Fatah, under the Palestinian Authority rule, okay? And Israel had ruled the other parts of the Gaza Strip, okay? So that, by the way, I was serving there in the area that was ruled by Israeli forces, in Netzarim, which is in the center of Gaza Strip, and in El Sinai, which is in the north part of the Gaza Strip. So, and that was in the year 2000, yes. So, you're talking about 1996 when Israel still ruled the area. It's already started to blockade it. That doesn't make any sense. Man, you drive me crazy. All right, you're so stupid. What's going on over here? All right. So it's 2 points. Then this 1996 thing and the Smotrich thing just show that this guy Dave Smith, which I have never heard about this guy. What's he doing in Joe Rogan? What's this guy that literally doesn't have really? I mean, this guy read Wikipedia. I don't know. He doesn't know the basics. You can really, if he's confusing Smotrich with Wisglass. And if he's confusing 1996, but mathematically it doesn't work. Really, this guy, he has he doesn't have the basic knowledge of the issue. He doesn't know the basic knowledge of the issue. I mean, and he's just talking. So imagine about what other stuff he's talking. And he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Okay, all right. Bye, guys.